Howdy folks, it's the Tall Turtle here, and welcome back to X-Plane 11. We're going to have a sunrise flight in Canary Islands today. It's a subscriber request. The request was simply to start at El Hierro airport in Spain and just fly around the Canary Islands. That's what we're going to do. It's going to be a short flight. I was going to do like island hopping where we hit like 6 or 7 islands, but we've done that so many times. I thought we would just do an A to B flight in a little G aircraft. We got the Beaver today. It works well enough in X-Plane 11. I think this is 11.41. I have not tried 11.5 because I don't do betas. Too many problems. So this airplane works well enough if you go into Airplane Maker and make a few adjustments, or Plane Maker, make a few adjustments. You can find that on the forum. So we're going to fly today. And let's see, anything to talk about? A few back of the house things. I'm going to try to record a bunch of flight videos today. I call this Furlough Fridays because we're furloughed half-day Fridays at work. We're the last industry to be affected by the coronavirus. So taking advantage while my kids are setting up playtime with their friends. Playtime means very different things depending on your age. I guess it's hangout time for tweens and preteens versus like playtime for toddlers and playtime for adults. Quite different nuances there. So hang out with the kids. You will hear them in the background as they're talking to their friends, setting things up. So ignore that. The last back of the house thing is in the near future. I don't know if it'll go live this month or next month, but I'm going to be recording a boatload of Forza racing videos just back to back because I'm trying to make progress over there. So if you see those if you're somebody who only watches the flight videos and you see a whole bunch of Forza videos released, I'm not giving up on Flight Sim. I just want to get something done in Forza. So we'll see how that works. Just want to let you know in case you're not a Forza viewer, you only do Flight Sim. Don't worry. You will not be forgotten when you see those go live. So what are we doing here? I will admit this is my second attempt at this video because I do have all the damage turned on. And I was trying to text with my kids and I oversped on the flaps and I crashed like 5 seconds into the flight, maybe 20 seconds into the flight. So I was just going to keep the video because I crashed and it was funny, but it was so early on, it was kind of a bummer. So we're trying this again. I'm going to try to keep track of my speed, try not to be distracted by my children, and we will have a great short flight. More detail in a little bit once we hop inside. So let's see. First thing we're going to do is remove these pre-flight elements, just like that. Then we'll hop in the back, which is actually going to be this view there. Close the door. Hop in the front, which is this view here. We just climbed over the seats and do that door there. We're going to do, mainly it's a VFR flight. We're going to tune in some radios just because we can, but it's meant to be VFR. So we have our map on our laps. See if we have a map right there. We have it simulated here. The only difference is this has live tracking, obviously, where a paper map would not. Just have to roll with me here. So we're simply starting here at El Hierro airport in Santa Cruz de Tenerife, Spain. Right here. Golf Charlie Hotel India, and we're just going to fly northeast over to, what is this one called? Tenerife North Airport, also in Santa Cruz de Tenerife, Spain. Call sign Golf Charlie. X-ray Oscar. There we go. Alright, and we're still doing the new microphone thing, super hot, super live, so I don't have to be so close, but you're going to pick up all the ambient sounds. Hope that's okay. Anyway, so we're going to aim for this. We're going to take off to the north, aim for this island, and then just fly around and sightsee a little bit. We will see this in our sights a little as well. Weather, I think, since we have the map up, is like nothing. I think it's just calm. Whoops, I clicked on my airplane by mistake. It's calm, no wind, so we can do whatever we want. Real world weather is turned on, if I did not say that already. Here we go. First thing I'm going to do then is parking brake is set. You can hear it, even though I can't remember where it is. Fuel setup. Now this is where there's kind of a bug. If you do anything with the fuel, notice that the center tank drops to 0. It's like a bug or something. So we're going to bring this in and give us about an hour and a half flight time, even though we shouldn't need that at all. Actually, let's do 1:45. Put most in the center like that. Good enough. There we go. 7:45 local time in the sim, real world weather in the sim as well. Okay, that is set. So first thing we do is put those props forward, come down here, do the alternator and battery switches. Map light if we need it. I guess we can turn it on. And it's not going to respond because it's too light outside, but that's okay. Turn on the cabin light. Kind of dark yet. Pulse and beacon lights. Where's pulse? Over here. Select the fuel tank, center, wobble pump. Is this thing here, but we really want it to show up there in the middle. So let me fix my preset. There we go. Do this 5 or 6 times. We're here to pump you up. And one more, you can flood it, so be careful. Then we're going to do this preset for the primer 4 times. Right? Yes, 4 times. There we go. Come up here, throttle up 1/4 of the way. Actually, it's going to be more than that. Dropping my paper. Mixture up. I just did that. Fuel boost. There you go. Starter switch for 4 seconds. And then we ignite both and make sure we don't roll away, because if you have too much... What? I didn't do mixture. I said throttle. I said mixture. Then I said we did that. But no, we didn't. Let's see if we can do this again without repriming. Let's do this one more time. There's 3 seconds and 4 seconds. Can we do this without repriming? There we go. Alright, so let's not roll away though. I'm going to give that a second to run. Come down here to fuel boost off. It actually works, so you have to have enough throttle engaged. Radio's on. Instruments. We will use instruments, like I said, just because we can. We don't have to though, but we will just because we can. So let's see. Let's head to... We could tune in all these VORs one at a time, but we're not going to because it's technically VFR. We're just going to tune in radio for fun. So let's use the VOR at the airport just so we can point towards it and we know where it is. Tune nav 1. What does it say? 116.0. You can just click here. 116.20, or you can do it manually, you know, like this. So 116.20. Let's do nav 2 just because we can. Let's also tune in the NDB on your ADF card. Again, you can do it manually, or you can just hit tune. Alright, so there we go. And like I said, we're just going to use that just because we can, but it's technically VFR. Boom. Alright. So coming over here, here's a VOR. Once we get it picked up, we'll just tune this to whatever is the straightest line, and then our NDB or ADF card will spin around when we see it. So altimeter barometer 29902 because weather is clear. Let's just make sure it's still 29902. Come on. Yes. I still don't trust that my microphone is picking me up, but I know it is. Right? Yeah, I'm sure you can hear me just fine. Okay, sync the gyros. So here we go. We're going to watch that. It's going to spin around. I have the map to Y on my keyboard. You can look up what that is, how to do it if you need to. Map light off. And throttle set for low taxi. Flaps set. Pitot heat on. Flaps, flaps, flaps. I think this review will get us flaps. Yeah, let's go down to takeoff, which is over. Trying to do that with my pinky right there. Well, we missed it. Trying to do both with one hand. There you go. We'll keep the mixture up for this taxi, even though it'll foul up some things, but we don't need to worry about it in the simulation. No taxi lights. All right, we're gonna head out and parking brake off, and we're just gonna go right here to runway 34 and do a midfield takeoff. Take off towards the northwest, but then we're gonna turn almost right away and go northeast and follow the islands until we see our airport and come to a stop. And whoa, set that parking brake, make sure we don't stall. Come down here, turn on our nav lights, turn off the cabin light, turn on the landing lights, confirm flaps set, yes, confirm mixture and props are up. Set the heading bug in case we mess up autopilot, which are actually not, well, we will use autopilot to Site C probably, I guess. Cabin light off, note the time on the clock. It is 7:49, just about. And take off. Alrighty, so it's not going to be a totally smooth takeoff because this model is kind of weird in X-Plane 11, but we'll do our best. So I think we need a lot of left rudder. It torques to the right like it should. It would torque really bad in real life. It kind of is. There we go. We're off the back wheel and it's taking off on its own. We're immediately going to move to climb flap. We're going to bring back throttles and props so we don't overspeed. If we overspeed the flaps, we'll start on fire. So we're going to climb at a slow rate like this. Trim it so that we don't overspeed. There we go. And I want to look around, but I don't want to start on fire. A little bit more throttle here to keep our climb speed way up. There we go. We're going to climb to about 1,000 feet, then we'll bring the flaps in. And I really don't care how high we cruise, it'll just be whatever it takes us while we sightsee. There we go, flaps coming in. We already stepped on the brake to get the wheels from spinning, by the way. So there we go. Now we'll let it climb on its own slowly, keep it from getting too fast. And we want to be careful of our temperatures, all need to be in the green or we will start on fire. Alright, let's trim this a little bit so we don't climb so high and get everybody sick. Alright, I want to sightsee, but we really need to find airplane right now. So let's do that first. There's an island in front of us, that is not the one we're going towards. Let's coordinate that turn a little better. Try to keep our climb speed steady so we don't throw up. And there we go. So we're going to aim for this island right here. And then we're going to go around it and go to the next island. I don't expect to pick up our NDB with our ADF card for a while yet. I'm not sure why we're not picking up the VOR yet. Maybe we're too far away, I guess, for that VOR. We shouldn't be. Anyway, let's get some autopilot set up just because we can sightsee. I would love to hand fly this aircraft, but then you can't sightsee anything. So let's use the heading bug over there a little bit. So when you first turn on autopilot, it will steady your everything. So left to right, up and down will remain steady, okay? What we're going to do is come down here and do heading, which you push for heading bug. And it will not do like a preset altitude. It will not do climb rate, vertical speed or anything like that. It's simply going to hold where we left it. So what we're going to do, we're going to keep climbing. It's at 300 feet per minute. I guess I can make it steeper. But eventually we'll hit the Alt button and hold Alt. So we did heading bug and then we'll Alt. That's all we're going to do. It's super simple. We'll let it climb a little bit higher, maybe get 3,000 feet or something. I don't know. And then we'll do Alt Hold. Alrighty, checking our temperatures. Everything's in the green like it should be. Everything's in the green or below like it should be. So I think we can sightsee now. Cruise checklist, everything in the green. Landing lights off, we're going to keep them on. Flaps are in. Confirm fuel and temperatures along the way. That's it. Let me just check one more thing. Why isn't our VOR picking up? Maybe we're too far away. I'm overthinking everything. It's so simple. We could have been done 6 minutes ago. So let's do some sightseeing for a little bit, and I'll be back with you if we pick up a radio to tune it in. Otherwise, this is sightseeing until approach. See you in a little bit. And I'm just breaking in here for literally 30 seconds or so, because as soon as we hit 3,000 on our altimeter, we're going to jump down and set our altitude. So here we go. We're at 295, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 3 grand. There we go. So we're only using autopilot for 2 things, heading and altitude. Alrighty. I'm just going to watch this over here because I don't want to get in trouble and crash because I have damage turned on like I said. And I'm going to watch this as well. Ooh, we're in the red. We better come back. Look at that. We better come back because 5 minutes over that line and we're on fire. Just because these are in the green, you still got to check this stuff down here. Hopefully that comes down quickly enough. I'm going to keep an eye on that, then get you back to sightseeing. That was longer than 30 seconds, but that's just how we roll here. See you in a little bit. Alright, so we're passing the first island. It looks gorgeous, but we do have some actual airplane flying to do. What is it? I forgot what time we took off. Was it over here somewhere we took off? So it's been like 25 minutes or so. We're cruising right along at a high rate of speed. Everything's in the green, albeit barely. We have plenty of fuel still. We picked up the VOR, but we can't just go towards it now because of the terrain is higher than I thought it would be. Well, this mountain, or this island is higher than I thought it would be. I knew the one over there would be crazy. So let's pull up the map, pull up our chart, and let's see what radio we want to kind of come in at. So there's the VOR here. Do we want to come in at 250? So 260, take a 180 is 80. So we want to come in at 80 degrees, and that'll get us around all this mess without crashing, I hope. So what did I say, 80 degrees? Oh, we're missing the view of the mountain, or the island. That's okay, we're flying. 80 degrees in, so there's 60, 70, there's 80 like that. So what we'll do is we'll keep flying the heading we're going until we intercept this, and then we'll switch to nav on the autopilot. Alrighty, so everything still looks good, right? Everything is how it should be. I just wanted to point that out. We obviously aren't picking up the NDB yet. So let's get back to some sightseeing, and I'll catch you again when it's time to approach. Alright, we're gonna miss it here, so let's hit nav, and that should turn us and bring us to line up with the inbound radio. We should clear this terrain, I hope. If not, we'll pop back on the heading bug. But otherwise, this will take us directly to the airport, which is just on the other side of this peak, and we will land. So I know I said sightseeing, and then I cut in anyway, so let's really do sightseeing now until it's time to land this aircraft. Alright, so our ADF card just kicked in literally as I started talking. So that tells us where the airport is. This tells us, you know, we're heading towards it as well because we have the autopilot tuned to this. But this is what we kind of want to use more right now, is this thing. So we're going to look at that. I also wanted to point out that on the map it does give you distances. So if we click on the VOR, actually let's tune in the NDB. We're 26.2 miles out. I just wanted to show that because I thought that was interesting. So we're heading, I think it's going to be like right in here. Let's get our airport elevation and weather. We're looking at wind calms. We're just going to land on probably runway 12. Maybe we'll see how it works out when we see it because it's completely visual. And 299.2 still. Airport elevation 2,000 feet. So we're only 1,000 feet above it. So we got to be ready for that. Otherwise, it's just going to be flying along until we see the airport. We can slow this thing down on a dime, so I'm not worried about our speed. I'm not worried about the approach speed being too fast. That's about it. Keep an eye on this thing. You'll probably switch over to heading bug in a moment to use this. Actually, why don't we just do that right now? Just because we can. Let's get the heading. Where's my heading bug thing? Come on, there we go. Let's move it over to the next tag there. Come down here and switch over to heading. Is it that one? Yeah. And then it'll bring us over just a little bit, just so we have a little more chance of getting the landing on our first try. We might have to fly out here, find the airport, then circle out over the ocean to land. We'll see. But we're going to keep an eye on this thing now instead, using our heading bug to do the tracking versus heading because of wind, which there isn't much. Everything else is getting the green. I did switch to the front fuel tank because we're almost out in the middle, and we'll probably keep it on the front for landing. Everything looks good, so a little bit more sightseeing here, and we'll land this airplane in a moment. So the airport is going to be up in this valley here. I don't know how much lead time we're going to get on a visual to set up an approach and land, so we might just go along the coast a little bit instead of keep heading for the NDB. Whoops, not that. Move that right here, because I want to be able to see what we're doing. I don't know how far away this is from the airport, so we might come out and approach that different radial just because I want time. In fact, let's just do that right now. Let's come out here, bring this out a little bit. Is that going to be enough? Yeah, there we go. And then we'll be able to see a little bit more of the airport when we try to land this thing. The main thing I'm finding amazing is I didn't realize these islands were so big and they're so populated. There are just these dense cities all around the coast, and we're only seeing one side. I imagine it's like that all the way around. I don't know what it's going to be like, what it would be like in the middle, but it seems to be the ends or the coasts are just completely packed. Cliffs too. I'm going to have to look up pictures and video in real life because that looks awesome. But I think it's about time to get ready to land this thing. That airport should pop in around the corner any second here. Alright, I'm starting to panic, so let's turn off autopilot, let's bring back throttles. And our ADF card is starting to move. Let's not really lose altitude though, because we're only 1,000 feet AGL. Oh, there it is. I see it. It's on top of a plateau. That's what's going on. Alright, gears are already down, props are forward. Let's keep our altitude because now we're really close to ground level. Where was that airport? I lost it because I'm on peripheral vision. Shoot, there it is. It's in front of our nose. First set of flaps down. Alrighty, here we go. We're 2 and 2 on the Pappy. Landing lights are already on. Gears fixed. It's just flaps and land. So we're going to do the best we can for landing. We usually do bounce this. In X-Plane 10, I had great landings every time, but this is not X-Plane 10, so we're just going to do the best we can. 2 and 2 on the Pappy. Is your ADF card showing us? No, it doesn't show us anything. What we're going to look at. We could have spun the card around to see if we spin this to 12. There. Now it's 12. How about that? Alrighty, let's see. Let's land an airplane. As much as I want to sightsee, we're not going to. Oh my gosh, so pretty. Let's see, what are we doing here? 2 and 2. Let's keep it steady. More flaps. Going to make us float and slow down, so you want to be ready to go for that. Constantly adjusting the throttle. Now we're 3 and 1, or 1 and 3, so let's bring this back down a little bit. Throttle's back to go down. Pitch for speed. Let's do our last flaps here. For landing anyway. Throttle's back to get down. We're all white on the Pappy. You can see all the way across the island to the ocean. That's awesome. Alright, come on. Let's do this. Let's have a somewhat decent landing. If we don't start on fire, then it's a good landing. I don't care if we bounce 25 times. As long as you don't start on fire. You gotta get to the left though. We're getting blown to the right a little bit. Okay, that's getting to be too slow. So we'll pitch down to get our speed up. And come down. So in Taildragger, you do come in hot, or not hot, you come in high anyway. So we're kind of accidentally following a procedure here for Taildragger, but I wasn't trying to. So we're going to come down for those numbers, then we'll level off, and then we'll try not to bounce, but we'll do the best we can. Coming in high, that's fine. That speed will bleed off as soon as I level off. There's 2 and 2, but I don't care. I'm aiming for the numbers. And let's see how this works here. We're going to lose that speed really quickly. Coming down, start to level off. Throttle's back, level off. Let's not bounce, level off. Come on, don't bounce. We're going to bounce. There's 1. And 2. And now we're down. And now the tail's coming down. Only 2 bounces, no fire. Let's not ground loop though. Get ready on those right. Oh boy. No, I'm holding off a ground loop. I'm fighting it. You can't see it, but I'm fighting it. There we go. Rolling it out. Flaps coming in. Alright. Only 2 bounces. Which it should be 0 bounces, but we didn't start on fire, so I am happy. Let's get this thing off the runway so other people can land, and then we'll decide where we're going to park. Alright, we're taxiing along nicely and calmly, and everything is working out here. Let's step on the brakes, but not too much because you will flip forward in this one. Or you used to be able to, maybe not now, but you used to flip forward if you slammed on the brakes. And then we'll park this thing. I was going to do a replay of coming in from a passenger view, but I've been at this for over an hour. That was a really long flight, so I got to wrap this up. I have kids waiting on me to get them to their sleepovers, so we're going to quickly wrap this up by parking at this hangar here. Alright, let's stop. They can dolly surround however they want to. Set the parking brake. Let's see, what are we going to do here? If you can't see, you can turn the map light on. That's what I have a note for. I don't know why, but that's what we're going to do. Whatever. Mixture back. There we go. Ignition off. Like that. Beacon and pulse lights can come off. Radios can come off. There you saw the map light kick on. Did you see that? There's just a long delay. Instruments are come all off. Come on. There we go. Turn everything off. This is all part of the flight, not just taking off and landing. Fuel selector off. Which is down here one more. Nope. Other way. There we go. Now the map light has to come off. Cab light comes off, and then you can turn on your batteries. Turn off your batteries. Open the door. Where are you? Come on. Hop outside. And open the door for a passenger. And get our prefab elements out there. And we are good to go. There you go, folks. Hopefully you enjoyed it. It was going to be a short Canary Island flight, but actually I was a lot farther than I thought it was going to be. But I enjoyed every minute of it. If you have a subscriber request of your own, just put it in the comments below and I'll fly it as soon as I can. After I drop my kids off, I'm going to try to sneak in another flight or two today, which means it's going to be several days before I edit it and then several days before you watch it. So a bunch of recording today, but as you watched, it was about a week ago. And there's my special text tone for my child just in time. I will see you next time.